we've got an omniscient Diana. She knows all about the conditions of the world, and she knows all about the laws of nature. So she knows, for example, what's going to happen in the future, given the way things are currently and given the laws of nature. Now, Diana is going to create a zygote, and she's going to combine the atoms of the zygote in such a way that an event is going to occur that she wants in 30 years' time. Diana, given all the knowledge she has, knows that a zygote which is so constituted is going to develop into what we can call a fully autonomous agent. I would think of this as an autonomous compliant or compatibilist compliant agent. Somebody, for example, who has got a rational nature, somebody, for example, whose beliefs, desires, and values are inquired in the right kind of way, who rationally deliberates about how she's going to act under certain conditions. It comes to be that at a certain point, in 30 years' time, the zygote grows into this character Ernie, this compatibilist, compliant, autonomous agent, and he performs the particular action that she requires of him, or that she required of him when she formed the zygote. Given the way that Ernie has been constituted, the way in which he has been produced, it can't be the case that he has acted freely or could be responsible for his actions. But when you think about it, this unusual way in which this particular zygote came into being is not that different in relevant respects from the way in which any zygote comes into being and the way in which that zygote over time is going to behave or function or operate. The laws are going to be exactly the same, which is going to be applicable to them. If it's the case that Ernie, given his origin and the way in which he operates, is not free and can't be held responsible, by parity of reasoning, in the ordinary case, an ordinary zygote who's not been manufactured by Diana can also be said not to be free, or the person that the zygote grows into cannot be said to be free. And so here you've got an argument which goes against the compatibilist position, or it's a challenge to the compatibilist position. So the key elements: Ernie is manipulated. Ernie is manipulated, so it seems, by Diana to perform a certain action. Yet Ernie is what I call compatibilist compliant. He grows into what we would normally call a fairly good autonomous agent who thinks carefully about how he's going to act, given that his reasons has been formed in the right kind of way, makes his choices, and then acts in accordance with that. But given that Ernie has been manipulated by a Diana, satisfying this criterion of being compatibilist compliant is not sufficient for freedom. And then again, by parity of reasoning, if it's not the case in Ernie, then it can't be the case in other cases where the zygote is not manufactured, but grows into a person, but there is exactly the same laws operating in the two sorts of cases. So there's your manipulation argument, and it's an argument against compatibilism.